Michael Jackson wasn't just a performer, he was a phenomenon. A glitch in the matrix, a human being who did things on stage that made scientists scratch their heads and say, wait, how is that even possible? Today, we're counting down the 10 most impossible, physics-defying, absolutely mind-blowing moves Michael Jackson ever pulled off. These aren't just dance moves. These are moments that made us question reality itself. From spins that should have left him dizzy on the floor to poses that defy gravity, we're breaking down exactly why each move is so incredible and why no one has been able to replicate them quite like the King of Pop. Let's get into it. Starting off at number 10, we have Michael's robot and isolation techniques. Now, the robot itself wasn't invented by Michael. Dancers had been doing variations of it since the 1970s. But what Michael did was take it to a completely different level. Watch any performance of Dancing Machine from the Jackson 5 era or later performances of Smooth Criminal. Michael's body control is insane. He can isolate individual body parts, moving his shoulder independently from his chest, his head independently from his neck, his arms like they're controlled by separate motors. Most people, when they try the robot, it looks stiff and awkward. Michael, it looked effortless and smooth, even while being mechanical. The reason this is at number 10 isn't because it's not impressive. It absolutely is. It's just that what's coming next is even more mind-blowing. But make no mistake, the level of body control required to pull off Michael's version of the robot is something 99% of dancers will never achieve. At number 9, we have the circle slide. You've seen this move. Michael would plant one foot and use the other to slide in a perfect circle around it. Sounds simple, right? Try it. Seriously, stand up right now and try it. You'll immediately realize how difficult it is. Your planted foot wants to move. Your sliding foot loses momentum. You can't keep the circle smooth, and doing it while maintaining perfect posture and looking effortless. Forget about it. Michael could do this move for multiple rotations without losing speed or balance. And he'd often do it while singing, which means his breath control had to be perfect, while his legs were doing something that would leave most people gasping for air. The physics of it require incredible core strength, perfect weight distribution, and ankle flexibility that most people just don't have. Dancers have studied this move for decades, and very few can replicate it with Michael's smoothness and speed. It's number 9 because while it's incredibly difficult, the moves ahead are even more impossible. Number 8 is the backwards moonwalk. And yes, that's different from the regular moonwalk. Everyone knows Michael's iconic moonwalk where he glides backwards. But Michael also had a version where he'd moonwalk while facing backwards, essentially moving forward while doing the moonwalk motion in reverse. If that sounds confusing, that's because it is. The regular moonwalk is already difficult enough. You're creating the illusion of walking forward while actually moving backward. It requires precise timing, smooth weight transfers, and the right floor surface. Now imagine doing all of that in reverse. You're facing away from where you're going, doing a move that's already an illusion, but now the illusion is inverted. It messes with your brain just watching it, actually doing it. Most professional dancers can't even attempt it without falling over or losing the illusion entirely. Michael would throw this into performances casually like it was nothing, just another tool in his ridiculous arsenal of impossible moves. This is at number 8 because while it's incredibly rare and difficult, the moves coming up literally seem to violate the laws of physics. Number 7, Michael Jackson spins. Now, spinning isn't unique to Michael. Figure skaters do it. Ballerinas do it. Lots of dancers incorporate spins. But Michael's spins were different. First, the speed. Michael could spin so fast that his body became a blur. We're talking multiple rotations per second, sustained for several seconds straight. Second, the control. Most people, when they spin that fast, get dizzy and stumble when they stop. Michael would come out of these spins and immediately hit a pose or continue into another move without even a hint of imbalance. How? It comes down to something called spotting, a technique where you keep your head focused on one point as long as possible during the spin, then whip it around quickly to refocus. Ballet dancers use this to avoid dizziness. But Michael's spins were so fast and so numerous that even with perfect spotting technique, most people would be on the ground feeling sick. His inner ear balance, his core strength, his ability to stay oriented in space while rotating at high speed, it's superhuman. And he'd do this while wearing dress shoes or boots, not specialized dance shoes, on stages that weren't always ideal, sometimes in costumes that restricted movement. The spin is at number 7 because while it's phenomenal, the moves ahead seem to actually break the rules of gravity and physics. Number 6, the iconic toe stand. You know the one. Michael would lean forward onto his toes, his entire body at a sharp angle, one leg bent behind him, arms positioned perfectly, and he'd just hold it. This isn't a ballet on point where you're on specially designed shoes with support. Michael was doing this in regular shoes, sometimes even loafers. The amount of strength required in your calves, ankles, and core to hold this position is absurd. Physical therapists have analyzed this move and confirmed that it requires muscle control that even trained athletes struggle to achieve. And Michael wouldn't just hit the pose for a second. He'd hold it. The crowd would scream. The lights would hit him perfectly. He'd stay frozen in this impossible position while thousands of people lost their minds. Then he'd come out of it smoothly and continue dancing like he didn't just do something that should have torn every tendon in his foot. The toe stand is at number 6 because while it's incredibly difficult and iconic, the moves ahead are even more physics-defying. Number 5, we have the sideways drift, sometimes called the side glide or lateral moonwalk. This is where Michael would glide sideways across the stage, feet barely moving, creating the illusion that he was floating on air. The mechanics of this are insane. You're moving perpendicular to your body's facing direction while keeping your torso completely still and your legs doing this subtle, almost invisible sliding motion. It requires incredible leg strength, perfect balance, and the ability to shift your weight in ways that seem impossible. Most people, when they try this, either move too much on top, making it obvious how they're doing it, or they can't generate enough force to actually glide smoothly. Michael would cover serious distance with this move, gliding 20 or 30 feet across the stage while barely appearing to move his feet at all. Dance instructors have broken this down frame by frame, and even with slow motion analysis, it's difficult to explain exactly how he maintains such smoothness and speed. The sideways drift is at number 5 because while it's phenomenal, the moves in the top 4 literally seem to defy gravity itself. Number 4, the anti-gravity lean, also known as the 45-degree lean. This is different from the smooth criminal lean. We'll get to that one. This is the lean Michael would do in various performances where he'd lean forward at an impossible angle without any visible support. The human body's center of gravity is typically around your midsection. To lean forward without falling, you need to either have support, counterbalance with another body part, or have insane core and leg strength. Michael would lean so far forward that his body formed a straight line at a 45-degree angle to the stage. His heels would stay planted, his body would be rigid like a board, and he'd just stay there. Trainers and physical therapists have tried to replicate this. The consensus, without the core strength of an Olympic gymnast and the balance of a tightrope walker, it's basically impossible. And remember, Michael would do this after already dancing for 90 minutes, while exhausted, while dehydrated, while wearing restrictive costumes. The anti-gravity lean is at number 4 because it genuinely makes you question physics. But the top 3, they're even more unbelievable. At number 3, we have the move that started it all, the original moonwalk. Motown 25, March 25th, 1983. Michael Jackson debuts the moonwalk on live television in front of 47 million people. The crowd went absolutely insane. Nobody had seen anything like it on that scale before. Now, as mentioned earlier, the moonwalk existed before Michael. Street dancers had been doing versions of it. But what Michael did was perfect it and present it to the world in a way that made it iconic forever. The moonwalk creates a perfect illusion. You appear to be walking forward while actually gliding backward. The mechanics require you to slide one foot back while the other lifts and comes forward, then alternate, all while keeping your upper body smooth and your arms creating the illusion of forward movement. It sounds simple when you break it down, but try it. Your feet stick to the floor. Your movements are jerky. Your upper body bobs up and down. You can't maintain speed. You lose the illusion immediately. Michael's moonwalk was glass smooth. He could maintain it for extended periods, change speeds, transition in and out of it seamlessly, and do it on various surfaces and in different types of shoes. Professional dancers spend years trying to get their moonwalk even close to Michael's level of smoothness. The moonwalk is at number 3 not just because of its difficulty, but because of its cultural impact. This one move changed dance forever. It's the most imitated dance move in human history, and yet nobody has ever done it quite like Michael. But there are still 2 moves that are even more impossible. Number 2, the smooth criminal lean. This is the big one, the move everyone thinks will be number 1. In the Smooth Criminal music video and live performances, Michael and his dancers lean forward at a 45-degree angle, a position that should be physically impossible without falling flat on your face. For years, people thought it was camera tricks or wires. But Michael actually did this live on stage during tours. How? Eventually, the secret came out. Michael's team developed a special shoe with a slot in the heel that would attach to pegs that came up from the stage floor. This gave him the anchor point needed to lean that far forward without falling. But here's the thing. Even with the shoe mechanism, this move is incredibly dangerous and difficult. You need insane core strength to hold your body rigid at that angle. One slight miscalculation and you're falling face first into the stage. The timing has to be perfect. You have to hit the peg exactly right while moving. And Michael would come out of the lean and continue dancing immediately. No stumbling, no adjustment period. Just back into the choreography like he didn't just do something that physics says shouldn't work. The smooth criminal lean is at number 2 because even though there's a mechanical assist, it's still an incredible feat that requires strength, precision, and timing that most people could never achieve. But it's not number 1, because number 1 isn't a single move. It's something even more impressive. Number 1, the fact that Michael Jackson could do all of these impossible moves while singing Live with perfect breath control and vocal performance. Think about that for a second. Go back to any of the moves we just talked about. The spins that would make you dizzy, the leans that require every muscle in your core to fire, the moonwalk that takes incredible leg strength, the toe stands that destroy your calves. Now imagine doing all of those moves back to back for 2 hours straight while singing complex vocal parts, hitting high notes, maintaining perfect pitch, and making it all look effortless. When you exercise hard, your breathing becomes labored. Your voice gets shaky. You can't control your diaphragm properly. Michael would be doing the most physically demanding choreography ever seen, and his voice would remain steady, powerful, and pitch perfect. Vocal coaches have analyzed his live performances and confirmed that his breath control while dancing is something they've never seen replicated at that level. He'd finish a sequence of spins and moonwalks and immediately belt out a note that required full lung capacity and diaphragm support. This is why number 1 isn't a single move. It's the totality of everything Michael Jackson could do simultaneously. Any professional dancer can tell you that even one of Michael's signature moves is incredibly difficult. Any professional singer can tell you that maintaining vocal performance while doing light choreography is challenging. Michael Jackson did both at the absolute highest level at the same time for entire concerts for decades. That's not just breaking the laws of physics. That's redefining what the human body is capable of. So there you have it. 10 Michael Jackson moves that broke the laws of physics, ranked from incredible to absolutely impossible. And remember, Michael didn't just do these moves once for a music video with multiple takes and editing. He did them night after night, tour after tour, while sick, while injured, while exhausted, and he made it all look easy. That's why he's the king of pop. That's why nobody has ever come close to matching what he did. And that's why decades later, we're still trying to figure out how he pulled it off. What's your favorite impossible Michael Jackson move? Did I rank them right, or would you have put them in a different order? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love this breakdown of Michael's superhuman abilities, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button and subscribe to King of Pop for more deep dives into the greatest entertainer who ever lived. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep dancing, keep dreaming, and never stop pushing the limits of what's possible. Peace.